After editing one of my recent videos and watching myself shoot, I was quite shocked, to be honest, how bad it looked in the beginning. And I decided that I really wanted to tear apart my own form and, be my own worst critic and allow you to see kind of my process of even watching and analyzing my own shots. So maybe it'll help you at home how to analyze your shots as well, because it is fairly enlightening, at least it was for me, to see myself in such bad shape and actually see myself making progress throughout this one video. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you an insight as to how to analyze your own form, and I might as well do it on myself, and maybe that'll help you at home to become a better archer yourself. So the video I'm talking about is this one right here, my review of the Sanlita Miracle X10 riser, and it's pretty shocking to see how I shot. It wasn't very good, to say the least. So if you haven't seen this video, I will have links in the description below and a card at the top up there for you to check out in case you're interested. I wanted to get into my actual shot, obviously past the review, getting into the actual first shots of the review itself. I was not in the greatest form shape I've ever been in at all, to say the least, to put it nicely. I need a lot of work, and to see the ability to analyze your own shot and how I would approach it, I think is very, very beneficial. Most people don't actually review their own shooting on their own, which I think is really important. To videotape yourself and then analyze the shots, because you can see so much more when you're actually watching yourself as opposed to what you're feeling. That doesn't even compare to doing it in front of a mirror, because seeing the actual shot happen while you're focused on shooting the shot and then being able to analyze it, I think is super valuable and super important. So this first one is just, it's awful. What I see that I really did kind of poorly, especially in the beginning. I mean, this is the first shot that I've recorded at this for this video. But basically, compare the overall body movement of the shot, the head, the torso, during the anchor time, the drawing time, and obviously the relatively lack of any sort of stability is concerned. Now compare that to a shot that I had later on in the day after maybe a couple of dozen shots, not a whole lot. It's a lot smoother, a lot easier. Yeah, there's some shaking going on. I haven't shot all that much, but what's important, here, let's find one of the very last shots. So see, my head's way more stable, even though I'm shaking, but the overall body control is just far, far better. The release wasn't ideal, that's okay, but to go from where it was, looking like mighty struggle city, yeah, here we go. Watch the head. Up and lift and struggle, reach to the bow with my head. The shot broke quicker, but still just not good. I'm very aware that in this video, I was really struggling to even get the bow back comfortably and kind of paying far too much attention to where the clicker position is instead of actually driving the shot with my structure and my body positioning itself. So as I go forward, or back in time rather, and get myself more into the actual drawing part of the shot right through here, as I go to lift, the head position's fine, it stays relatively still, but then as I lift the bow and then I go to draw, watch the head. You can use the background. This is something that not many people do. You don't need a grid or anything fancy. There are so many objects in the background that don't move. So paying attention to where the trees are, paying attention where the leaves are, even the ground, the horizon, whatever it is, and using the brim of the hat as a reference point to see, do I pick my head up? Or in the front part of the hat, front part of the face, you can see that there's a tree limb, trunk maybe right here, that's just in front of the eyebrow related to the eye, right there. So as I go to draw back, watch what happens. Still staying still, but I'm still kind of settling in before I draw back. Now look, the head's moving forward. It first initially starts moving downwards, but now as I'm drawing, look how further forward that face moves. I'm moving my head, you know, maybe an inch forward as I draw the bow back, and then now look, it's lifting up. So if I go back again, watch, the face moves forward, and then I lift up to come into anchor. And I have all, and now I'm pushing the head back down because I'm like, oh, I lifted my head, settling into the shot, but then as I still go, the head is continually moving forward. And this is the type of stuff that you can analyze on your own with video using references in the background to see what's going on. And what I'm doing, what I don't like about this, is me drawing back the bow and moving forward and lifting the head up. So it's like this to kind of get into the shot. And it's just more of a problem because I'm looking at the clicker, or I was looking at the clicker to make sure I didn't draw through and overdraw and make the clicker click before I came into anchor, because that's kind of frustrating, you know, especially when you haven't been shooting a lot and you just get fatigued quickly. It's letting down and starting it over. Sorry, I hit the table. It's a lot of extra work and stuff I don't want to deal with, right? So I was looking and being too careful instead of drawing and being comfortable and getting the bow back, settling in and shooting the shot. I was letting the equipment, I guess, dictate to me where my positioning was. So that was part of the problem, but the other part of the problem was I wasn't strong, I wasn't fresh, I wasn't ready, because I haven't been shooting all that much. And it's much easier to just kind of go to the bow and make the draw length shorter, despite it being awkward and uncomfortable and wrong. It's just something to do because you're not drawing back as far, so it's not as hard. But what's actually much better for the shot is getting up, drawing the bow back, get to full draw, and then shoot the shot. Not hanging to the bow and being careful and all that kind of stuff. Now compare that analysis with this one. Again, still use the foliage in the background. It's not any different. It's in a different shape and position and things like that, but you can still use this tree, this green space here in front of the head, even this tree just behind the head. As I go forward and start to draw, you can see I do move forward a little bit. But right now, from now forward in time, is when I really started to move my head forward and lift it up as I drew back. It does move forward and up ever so slightly, but it's about half as much. Still is not ideal, and well, now it's moved quite a bit considering you know, the actual end position. It has moved a very similar amount due to body position moving, less so of the head position moving. But still, you can see how if I look at using the background, I can analyze what's going on to a much deeper level in video, because I can go frame by frame by frame. I can go forward in time. Obviously I'm shaking, not ideal, but that happens. And now to give you more of an idea of what frame by frame does, watch as I'm going forward, watching and analyzing my release. Not good. What is happening is a bit of a collapse here. Watch some things here. So I'm still at full draw. I haven't started to let it go. Watch the finger. You'll see the ring finger start to move first, then the wrist will move, and then the bicep will start changing its like contraction. As I go forward, 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 see the string finger starting to open, the bicep moving here, that's going forward and back in time. Slight shift in the wrist here. Even the hand, the elbow is starting to move forward, forward in time. See the elbow move this way first, and then it pops back. The hand flies away. Very indicative of a collapse. That's, you know, what most people would see is they would see the hand plucking away. What you don't see in real life because of, you know, our eyes can't process images so fast. It kind of, our brain filters a lot and fills in a lot and kind of falsifies a lot. But the camera doesn't lie frame by frame. Watch the hand. It's going to look like a pluck, but not necessarily a collapse. At least to the human eye, I can still see that I collapsed. Let's see if we have a decent one here. That one's still a bit of a pluck. Let's see if we collapsed on this one. Forward in time, yep. See that elbow moving forward? Use this tree as a reference. Going forward in time, see the elbow move forward, then the shot breaks. And then I falsify my follow through. I make it look like I'm actually following through, but I'm not. I'm really not shooting very good strong shots. At least I haven't seen one yet. Let's see if we can find one and see if I actually am not collapsing on any of these shots. I'm not even sure that that was a decent setup. That was way too quick, but let's see if I collapse just for fun. Yep, I did. You can see it. It's a lot less, but I wasn't ready for the shot, so it doesn't really count. We'll go forward and try the next shot. That one looked better. So that one, the elbow didn't necessarily move forward, but I still am grabbing with that bicep. You can see it changing before I'm letting go. The tattoo really helps. I would barely be able to see that without this, so maybe we're onto something, putting some sort of marking on the inside of your bicep. I would like to analyze my shot some more in detail when I feel like I'm shooting really good shots, because that's just interesting to see the bicep moving that much. The hand, that one's not good either though. Watching the hand turn out counterclockwise and pronate. See how it's turning out, and then the shot breaks, and then the hand flops. There's a lot to be desired going on here, but it's stuff that I can see and stuff that I can analyze, and I do analyze because I'm videotaping myself. So I really would encourage you to do more of your own video analysis to see what is going on, because again, I go frame by frame. This is only recorded at 30 frames a second. I could record in much higher frame rate and see even more detail, but I don't want to, sit here and have to drown my sorrows in my own terrible form here that I need to fix. But like that one looked pretty good, looked pretty clean. Let's see if we can see any collapse on this one, because that one actually looks the cleanest so far. No, the bicep still moves, but the elbow, it moves up, actually. You can use the feeder here in the background, right there. See that moving up above the cursor, and then the shot breaks and moves. But it's not a collapse. It's not moving forward, but I don't like that bicep tension changing. I am happy to see the bow arm doesn't move. Some people, they'll start to see tension shift in their hand. Like the ones that I see where their bicep flexes as the string is coming off the fingers, generally there's some sort of disturbance in the bow hand too, but as the bow's jumping, it launches out, just like I would hope. So that's not too bad actually. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of highlight and show you how you can analyze your own form using video feedback. Just record yourself. You can put it on your computer, put it on your phone. You don't need any fancy software. All you need is a video player. All you need is a camera. You have a camera built into a phone, most phones out there at least. So you have all the tools you need at your fingertips to analyze your own form, to hopefully get you in a position to where you can recognize your own faults and fixes. Being your own coach is an extreme advantage, and being able to analyze your own shot is an extreme advantage. Yes, it takes a lot of knowledge to be able to see where the problem is and what the cause is, and ultimately the hardest part is to actually know how to fix it. But being aware of it, like seeing that bicep flexing on my own videos, is a bit shocking to me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do necessarily. Maybe just really feel like I'm really getting into the back as I'm drawing back to maintain that feeling, really rounding. I'm not even sure. I need to experiment with it and analyze my own shot some more. Let me know if you like this kind of content, because I've not done it on this channel yet. I haven't torn down my own form. I haven't been my own critic yet. I've pointed it out a few times during the shots. While I shoot, I'm like, wow, that one was soft, that one was weak, that one took long, that one was too quick, whatever. But I've not done this before, so let me know what you think. Obviously, the acoustics aren't the best. The video's not the best. This isn't the highest quality webcam. I do have that cool camera to set up that I've been recording with, but I have not space on the desk for a tripod mount yet. I need to rig and print something up, 3D print it, make it make it work so that way it'll be a bit higher quality, and that would be definitely a better thing for sure. But also, if you're interested, I do this type of video analysis for people out there who are interested. You can go to my website, jkaminski.com. I'll have links in the description below and a card at the top up there for you to check out. And basically, you send me your video of you shooting or tuning issues, questions with training, you name it. And I respond just like this, sitting down in front of my computer, recording myself, and doing video analysis so you can see it at the same time. So anyway, I just wanted to do something a little different and see what you thought out there, because, you know, being your own worst critic, if you're healthy about it, can be a big advantage. You do have to be healthy about it. That is definitely a challenge. You know, not necessarily always just harping on yourself and tearing yourself down and just being overly, you know, condemning of your own faults. You know, you just have to recognize them and try to move on and highlight them in a positive manner to say, all right, I'm going to work on making sure I maintain the tension and direction, and make sure I maintain my finish tension and direction through release and follow through, instead of saying, well, I collapsed every single shot. That's obviously not healthy. But definitely being constructive, being honest with yourself, and being able to recognize your own faults and then try to figure out how to fix them, that's the key to success.